All right, guys, welcome to the Scarlet and Scream Show, presented by Nebraska Auto Detail in Lincoln and filmed here at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska, right near 48th and O in Lincoln. So, as always, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. You can find this show on YouTube. Just search Scarlet and Scream Show or GoBigReddie on YouTube, and you'll be able to find it. Also, you'll be able to find clips of the show on Instagram or TikTok. Just search my username at GoBigReddie, and you'll be able to find it. Also, don't forget to follow Nebraska Auto Detail and Smoking Gun Jerky on Instagram. So let's just get right into this. We're talking about the spring game hangover. And honestly, I feel like it's kind of a pretty good hangover. I mean, it's still a hangover. You still have some stuff that you're worried about that you wish you didn't remember, but you do remember. And the thing is, you have some stuff that you don't want to forget and you can't forget. This is a great hangover. Red and white played and the white team won 25-21. Rules said it was going to be the big red shootout, and it kind of was in the first half. Raiola and Harburg threw for 2 touchdowns in the first half. And my boy Danny Dimes, I love you. You're a T-Bird. I'm a T-Bird, but that was kind of a shaky start. So let's just get right into this and let's talk about Dylan Raiola. I don't even know where to start, guys. I have not seen someone play quarterback like that in Memorial Stadium, in Lincoln, Nebraska, in anywhere in Nebraska, really, besides Zane Flores. And we know how that went with Frost. And I mean, we almost didn't even get this because of Frost, but we got to thank Rule for this because this is just one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Like I just said, it's freaking awesome. The dude was dropping dimes. He was threading the needle. He looked like an NFL quarterback already, and he's only a freshman. He looks like freaking Patty Mahomes out there, and he's even number 15. Oh, and also, if you use code READY at Smoking Gun Jerky's website, on Smoking Gun Jerky's website, you get 15% off. 15, just like Dylan Raiola. So don't forget to do that. But let's take a second and just breathe, because Dylan Raiola, he was amazing. He went 16 of 22 for a total of 239 yards. He had 2 touchdowns, and the longest pass of the game for him was a 64-yard bomb to Jalen Lloyd. Also, he unleashed a bomb on the first drive, and I think it would have been a touchdown if it wasn't for a pass interference goal. And that would have been awesome, but the defense wasn't going to let that happen. They had to make sure we stayed a little humble with this quarterback. But I mean, I don't even know what else to say. He was threading the needle. One of the passes he had, which I'll show the clip, it was amazing, and it wasn't even completed. The wide receiver, he almost got his hips turned in time, and it was a dime. It just went off his fingertips, and we can't forget about the 2-point conversion pass. Just look at this pass, how it just literally barely misses the cornerback's fingertips. It was awesome. This guy, I think he's ready to give Big Ten defenses and defenses all across the country a freaking headache, because I'm literally speechless. I'm so excited, and I know I need to calm down, but I don't know what the Heisman odds are, but we're going to go have to figure that out. Other than that, we can't forget about Thomas Fidone. Fidone looked great. He looks confident. He looks ready to go. He looks strong. He looks like he has something to prove, like we all know, but he looks like he's ready to finally prove it. And I think he knows, and we all know, he has someone that can get him the ball. And that's not throwing any shade to Harburg, but man, Harburg, you looked great yesterday, but Dylan Raiola, it's shaping up to be something awesome this summer camp and fall camp, because Harburg is going to push Dylan Raiola, and Harburg looked pretty freaking good, but I just feel like Harburg he's going to throw an awesome pass, and then Raiola's going to come out and want to prove himself and do just a little bit better. And I don't know when's the last time we had that, but we finally have that. And it's just nice to see and nice to know that, if we have the defense we had last year, we're gonna have a chance to at least have some fun this year. A whole lot more fun than we had last year. The other weapons, they all looked great. The wide receiver room is not fully healthy, but Alex Bullock looked great. Isaiah Nayer looked pretty nice, a transfer wide receiver. And on the ground, Emmett Johnson looked good, but Dante Dowell, the transfer running back, he looked pretty awesome. He had a 49-yard touchdown, which looked super dope. And other than that, Harburg, like I said, he did awesome. He went 8 of 13 for 117 yards and 2 touchdowns. Danny Kalen, he went 9 of 16. He had that interception. And I know Raiola had an interception, but that kind of that went through the wide receiver's hands. It looked like a Chiefs play. And like I said, he looks like Patty Mahomes. So it literally looked like Patty Mahomes throwing the ball to one of the Chiefs players, and the dude just didn't catch the ball. Defense, I really didn't pay much attention to defense because I know I can't get too cocky with the defense. None of us can get too cocky with the defense, but I feel like the defense is in a really sound spot, and I was just having so much fun watching the offense, watching Jalen Lloyd just run all the way around the field. That dude is super fast. He's a little speed demon. It's going to be awesome to see what Raiola and him can do, and just seeing that deep ball finally be unleashed and correctly be unleashed. But man, special teams on the other hand, kicking needs help. I don't know what it is. I don't think we really heard much about the kicking game being much of a problem during all these practices. And then I think once the lights turn on, we have a problem somehow. It's just still a practice. I mean, there's a lot of people watching, and I know he's from Omaha, and he knows that Nebraskans worry about this, and we know that it's been a problem that's been plaguing us for longer than a decade. I don't even know how long it's been plaguing us, but man, since before I could drink, honestly, I think. And I think it's gotten to his head. It's a head game thing, and hopefully we can figure it out, because even the kick return game, I mean, yeah, we got some awesome kick returns, but the special teams as a whole looked kind of shaky. Looked like the same old special teams. It looked like, man, we may have figured out 2 facets of the game, but that last third that we need to have figured out so we can be a full, complete team, it may or may not be there. And I don't know. We're just going to have to see. And it was just fun to watch like some real, actual live football. I mean, there wasn't any sacking the quarterback or anything, but it was fun. And yeah, we had some injuries. That's what's going to happen with football, as always. But I think Rule is he's doing everything that everyone wants and needs from this football program. We want our coach to embrace the people. We want our coach to embrace the state and embrace the food. He talks about Runza, Dorothy Lynch dressing. He goes to small town bars, and we want our coach to develop players. Did you notice how there's very few players that went into the transfer portal during this spring transfer portal cycle or whatever? There's so many cycles. I don't even know what's going on. When it comes to cycles, I honestly stay away from that. And I think I'll mention, because who knows? It just gets us in trouble, right? But other than that, this team has me excited. We could be 6-0 going into Ohio State. I have no fear of Colorado now, as long as we have a quarterback that can freaking catch a snap. But I mean, I'm pumped. I hope you're pumped. It was a fun day of football. It was just fun to be back in Memorial Stadium with the fam, with the Husker fans. It was super cool. And I had a blast. It was beautiful out. It was a gorgeous day until the storms rolled in. And it really wasn't as crazy as the storm as a few days ago, but I mean, we still had some rain, but it was a fun day. And I just want to tell you guys, I'm excited. I really am, but we can't get too excited. We have to remember what this team is, and we have to remember that it was just a spring practice. Raiola can't get sacked. The defensive line isn't going as hard, but he looked great. He looked awesome. And I saw on Twitter that once Raiola's done with classes and he wraps everything up, he's going to go work out with Patty Mahomes and Patty Mahomes' quarterback coach, which does it get any better than that? I know he's a legacy, and this probably would have never happened if it was any other kid, but let's have some fun, okay? Let's have some fun. We have Husker baseball to get us through till June, and I'm going to drop a few more pods leading up to the football season. And as always, thank you for listening. This is the Scarlet and Scream Show presented by Nebraska Auto Detail here in Lincoln, and it's filmed at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska near 48th and O. So if you guys want some jerky, just go to Smoking Gun Jerky's website, which I'll put a link in the description, and use code REDDIE, REDDIE, and you get 15% off. So use code REDDIE and get 15% off your jerky. Let's go. And GBR as always.